He said to me, Arthur, you have to remember, unbelief is not your inability to believe. It's not your unwillingness to believe. Unbelief is when what you are believing is un. I'll just let that sink a little. That's how, and I understood exactly what he meant. Now, you might say, well, what does that mean? Just listen to this. Unbelief. It's an active word. It means you're believing something. But what you're believing is it's upside down. It's inside out. It's incorrect. He said to me, Arthur, your problem is that there's a lot that you're believing, but what you're believing is incorrect. Now, if you go back to the story of Israel and that they could not enter into God's rest because of their believing incorrectly, what was it? Did they not believe in God? No, they believed in God. They believed God was their God. They believed that God had spoken to Moses. They believed that God delivered them. So it wasn't that they didn't believe in God. See, unbelief is not that you don't believe in God. But here's the problem with Israel. It's what they believed about him.
Yeah, that's it.
Because every time they got to a place like the Dead Sea, when they got to a place where things were tough, they would say to Moses, Moses, why did you bring us here so God could punish us or God could kill us? Why did you bring us, why did you deliver us out of Egypt so God could punish us? So their view of God was their God. God is the one who delivered them, but that God's plan for them was for difficulty, for hardship, that God was going to punish them, that God was not going to be there for them, that God was going to leave them to the Egyptian army, and that God was going to allow the Egyptian army to destroy them. See, most people's view of God, religion has caused us in many ways to view God as one of the pagan gods. You know, if you study the pagan gods were controlling. They were gods who were controlling, vindictive. Many of the pagan gods were spiteful gods. They were manipulative gods. They manipulated or supposedly manipulated people for their own benefit to get what they wanted out of them. And for many people who serve God today, that's their view of God. God to them is like the pagan gods, because of a wrong view of who God is. But thank God for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah.